Here are schools you should not apply to if you're thinking of going abroad, especially US or Canada, to study for your master's degree or your PhD degree. Hi guys, my name is Winnie. I'm a PhD candidate in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department here at Colorado State University, USA. So in this video, I'll be telling you schools you should not apply to. I came to the United States of America fully funded for my master's degree, and I'm currently doing my PhD. So if you're interested in this type of content, please stick to this channel and you will learn. Number one on my list, do not apply to schools that don't give any type of funding, be it graduate teaching assistant, graduate research assistant, or graduate student assistantship. Do not apply to those schools if you are big of funding. I came to this school, my application fee was waived, and I applied to other schools in the US that waived my application fee. Application fee is a big deal. You get application fee of $30, $40, $50, or $60. If you convert that money to your local currency, it becomes a big money. So if you want like funding, target schools that give free application fee. However, if you follow my channel from time to time on Facebook, Twitter, I'll be uploading schools that are giving waiver. So schools with lots of masters and PhD students. I know these people like, this is funny, but this is true. I'm serious. If you're applying to schools, always ask the graduate coordinator, how many master students do you have in this department? How many PhD students do you have in this department? Some departments have 100 master students, 150 master students. So are they going to fund them? So you want to apply to schools that, like, there's a department I know of that if they have like a PhD student in first year, the other PhD student will be in their third year. So there's one, and they don't even take lots of PhD students, at most 5 PhD students, meaning they're able to fund this student either through research assistantship or teaching assistantship. So always ask, how many master students do you have? If they're telling you have 150, if you're looking for funding, don't go to that school. This is important. When the graduate coordinator is replying to your message, if you send a message and it's taking the graduate coordinator or the person in charge of admission for that department 1 week, 2 weeks to reply your email, guys, that is a red flag. There are graduate coordinators that reply your messages after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Why? What's the reason? So don't go to any school that the graduate coordinator or the person in charge of admission for that department is replying your message after 2-3 weeks. If you're interested in funding, this is just for those who want funding. If you don't want funding, you can go anywhere with your money. If you want funding, don't apply to schools that the professors don't reply your messages. Yes, there are some professors you send message to within 72 hours, 42 hours, or even 24 hours, they will reply you. But if you're looking for funding and you're interested in working with a professor and you've sent them message once, twice, of which I'm going to put in this channel, ways of emailing professors to get funding. You message a professor once, twice, or 3 times and they are not replying your message, please look for another school to go to. That school will not be a good fit for you, because if they're not even replying your message initially, then when you get there, what will happen? You don't just go to people's offices and knock on the door. You must come on appointment, either through email. They must reply your email. So if they're not replying your emails, please look for another school. I came to the US without writing the English proficiency exam or GRE. I'm from Nigeria, and Nigeria is an English-speaking country. And if you've noticed, I've been speaking English since we started this video. If you don't want to write the GRE, you don't want to write TOEFL, you don't want to write the any English language test, please look for schools that don't require that. You get to some schools and they'll put on their website, if you're from Nigeria, Ghana, or some other African countries, you don't need the English language test. But some schools use the GRE, the English language test, to screen students. So they'll have few applications and they're able to fund students. But if you are really sure you want to work with the professor and they have the money to fund you, and they're asking you to take the exam, then you can take the exam. But if you're just applying to schools, trying to spread your application across the board, don't take the exams. I came to the US, and there are many other international students that came to the US without writing any language test. MBA. Most MBA programs in the US do not fund students. Yes, some MBA program may give you 50% funding, 40% tuition off, but they do not fund students. Funding most times depends on research. When you are doing research, you are researching a topic with a professor, they get grants from the government and they fund your study. Then the time they are not able to get those grants, you can do teaching assistantship. So if you're applying for an MBA program, you're not going to be funded. You're going to get maybe 40% off tuition, 20% off tuition, 50% off tuition. And the remaining money is big for international students. So if you're applying to MBAs, please there'll be no funding for most schools. I don't know about all MBA programs in US or Canada, but there'll be no funding. If you want to do an online program, you want to get a master's online, no one is going to fund you. You can get like scholarships off tuition, but a full grant that will pay your health insurance, give you monthly stipends, pay your tuition and fees. You're not going to get that from an online program. But there may be exceptions to these things, but I'm just speaking generally. A recap of all we've said so far: schools that do not offer any funding, be it GTA, GRA, or GSA. Then schools that do not waive application fee. You don't have to apply to 10 schools and pay application fee. Also, schools that have lots of masters and PhD students, do not apply to those schools. Schools that the graduate coordinator do not reply your email on time, that's a big red flag. Then schools that the professors are not replying your emails, do not apply to those schools. If the schools require standardized exams or English language proficiency exams and you don't want to take them, don't apply to those schools. Then MBA programs are mostly not funded in the US, though there may be exceptions to this rule. Then if you want to do online program, you're not going to think of funding because you're just going to do coursework and that's it. So guys, let me know in the comment section what program you're applying to. I will do my best to answer your questions in the comment section. So if this is what you like, click the like button, subscribe, and share my videos with your friends. Thank you. Have a good one.